Hi boys, Mrs. Clute here for a quick tutorial on comparing and ordering decimals. The first thing that you need to remember for comparing and ordering decimals are some key terms. So the first group of key terms are the key terms that we're going to be focused on for comparing. So the first one is greater than. The symbol for greater than looks like this. And greater than means bigger than. The second one is less than, and less than looks like this. Less than is smaller than. And the last one is equal to. An equal to symbol looks like this, and that means it's the same as. So a quick example is if you were putting this symbol, this greater than symbol here, and you put the number 8, and you put the number 7, and you envisioned this being Pac-Man, he's going to try to eat the bigger of the digits. So he's going to go after the bigger one. Now, if we did an example for less than, we could say 5 is less than 8. And because we know this, because Pac-Man wants to eat the bigger of the digits. And then equal to is pretty simple. We could just say 3 is equal to 3. Moving on, we're going to talk about some key terms for ordering. One of the key terms is least to greatest. Least to greatest is simply small to big. Another one is greatest to least, which is big to small. So if you think about it, L in least is like little, and G in greatest is like ginormous or giant. We're going to do some review examples for both comparing and ordering. So here's the comparing one. The first one is I have the steps written out for you, and I have the problem right here onto the left-hand side. The steps are easy. We're going to take the two problems, we're going to line them up according to their decimals. And if there are any empty spaces, we're going to fill with zeros. So I'm going to put the 739 because it comes first. And then I'm going to put the 7.4 right underneath it. So the 7.39 goes first, and the 7.4 goes underneath it. And since there's an empty space, I'm going to add a 0. Step 2 wants you to start with the first digits and look for the difference. And what I mean is they both have a 7, we're going to cross it off. We're going to move into the next column. There's my first difference. So step 3 says circle the first difference that you see. So there I am circling the 3 and the 4. The bigger of the two represents the bigger or greater decimal. So 7.4 is greater. So when I go back into my circle, my symbol is going to go towards that 7.4. And I'm not going to draw my little Pac-Man symbol, even though I'm going to think about it in my head. A quick example of an ordering problem is ordering the decimals from least to greatest. We're going to set it up the exact same way. We're going to rewrite each one of these vertically on top of each other according to the decimal. So I'm going to do that really quickly. 0.126, 0.173, 0.039, and 0.4. Now, if you notice, a 0.4 has some extra spaces, so I'm just going to add those zeros like I did with my comparing. And I'm going to start with the far left, and I'm going to start comparing. So remember, I'm going least to greatest. So I'm going smallest or littlest to the biggest one. The zeros are going to cross off, and then I'm going to look for the smallest in the next column. The smallest number in this column is a 0. So I automatically know, and there's no other zeros there, that that is going to be my least. 0.039. So then I'm going to cross it off. And then I'm left with 2 1s here and a 4. Since I know that 4 is the biggest one, that's automatically going to go right here. So I'm going to cross it off. It's going to be my greatest. It's the biggest. So now I'm down to these last 2. Their 1s are the same. And now I get to see my difference between a 2 and a 7. I'm looking for the smaller because I'm going from least to greatest. So I'm going to put the 0.126 first and then the 0.173 second. And there you have it, ordered from least to greatest. See you later, boys. And 7.39. So you're going to make that mouth symbol face that. And the way you read it is you read from left to right, just like you would read numbers and words. 7.39 or 7 39 hundredths is less than 7.4 or 7 4/10. The next thing I want to review is an ordering. So we're going to take these couple of numbers and we're going to order them. So we have the number 0.126, 0.173, 0.039, and the last one is 0.4. So you have 4 different numbers here. And we're going to do the exact same thing. We're just going to line them up. So I'm going to start with 0.126. And then underneath it, I'm going to write 0.173. And underneath that, I'm going to write 0.039. And the last one, I'm going to write 0.4. But because there's these empty spaces, I'm just going to fill them with zeros. And now that we have what we are going to line up, now we just need to know, are we going from least to greatest or greatest to least? This problem is going to make us go least to greatest. That means we want the small number first, and we want the biggest number at the end. So we want to write the small number, then the biggest number at the end. So this is our small one, our least, and this is our big one, our greatest. So let's go ahead and let's compare them. The zeros are the same, we cross them off. Right here, we're looking for the smallest number. So in this category, we notice that this is the smallest number, the 0. That makes this our least. This is our least. So we're going to write it 0.039, and then we're going to get rid of it. It is out. So now the next smallest is going to be 1. There's 2 of them, so we're going to know that this one right here, 0.4, is actually our greatest. This is our big one. So now all we have to do is find the number in the middle. So we're going to cross off that 0.4. So these 2 are the same. We're going to cross them off. Now we see the difference between 2 and 7. We're looking for the smaller one. Well, we know that 2 is smaller than 7, so that's going to be our second one, 0.126. That goes second, which forces the 0.173 to be the third number. And that's how you order numbers or decimal numbers from least to greatest. Now, if you were to do it from greatest to least, you would have put this 0.4 first and then the 0.39 second, or last. So it would have been the opposite order. I'll see you soon. Bye. That was terrible.